We're keeping it pretty dry. Is that the thing?
Sorry. Hayes is starting.
Keeping what?
Is that the thing?
No. Keeping what dry?
Yeah, I go. Well,
The
now
whole
I guess I
vibe,
want
man.
to too.
The vibe.
The vibe is dry. Why? We didn't even get to start.
You just took a sip.
You heard a little bit of the song.
I didn't hear anything.
Yeah,
And I'm. Are we even recording now?
Look,
We can.
no, we can record. It's fine. The Sloppy Boys are here.
My point is now. Are we starting the show? That's what I don't.
This is a train
The
wreck.
show started.
The
Sloppy
show
Boys
is
are here.
starting,
It's Hollywood
we're
Handbook. We're
recording,
keeping
Sloppy
it very
Boys are
dry
here.
as per Hanford's
Yes.
instructions.
Well, I don't know. I come on this show. I've been on it a few times, and it's like, what is the vibe here? What are we doing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Every time or just this time?
all the times I've been on this show, and I think this might be my.
What do you
third or
want
fourth
the
time.
vibe to be? Because I feel like
So I don't want it to be
guests-
this. I don't want it to be this combative. I'm asking what we're doing.
Who's
and I get this-
combative? Who's combative? I'm asking a question. I'm engaging with you.
We're trying to accommodate you.
You're getting back exactly what you gave to me. If you don't want it to be combative, then don't be combative, because I'm but a mirror.
I don't think I was combative, and I will say too. What did you just say, Hayes? I'm just trying to. I'm
trying to accommodate you. That's
accommodate.
what I said.
Yes,
Thank
I
you.
want
And that
you
just
guys to
feels
be
like
comfortable.
therapy talk, and we don't need to do that here. This is just some guys hanging out.
The concept of accommodating you feels like therapy.
The talk. It's just that therapy
talk?
language. Yeah.
Mike's boundaries are that he needs to be, accommodated.
I just feel like I'm
Okay.
being talked down to. I don't even know if we've started the show yet.
This
so I don't know
feels
if
to
the
me like
audience is hearing
toxic
this.
masculinity. It's
Thank
like,
you.
hey, I want you to be comfortable. None of this therapy talk.
That's
I'm not
right.
here to get my head
I get
shrunk.
enough of that. I get enough of that out in the real world. I just want to be here on the pod with the guys.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Yeah. He lives in a whole building of therapists.
Okay. Well, and that's very interesting to me. Am I allowed to ask more about that? Like, you're
I'd
the
rather.
only non-therapist in the building?
I'd rather you didn't.
Okay.
Oh, God.
All right.
That's a boundary.
Well, just because I've got this this pitch with Hulu. It hasn't gone anywhere yet, but it's
Only therapist in the building.
The only
Yeah,
Only
we're trying to work
therapist
on
in the
that.
building.
Yeah.
Only non-therapist in the building, I guess.
It's just tough to work on it when I got no great ideas.
Uh-huh.
Right. That sucks when that happens.
You
Sort
know
of a
what you should
non-starter.
watch, honestly, and I'm not saying to borrow from it, and I don't think it steps on your idea at all, but you know what you should watch? Shrinking.
I know. I
You
know. I
should
got Apple
watch
Plus.
Shrinking.
I
Well,
hopped
yeah.
on Apple Plus.
The Shrin King.
Okay, can I just say something?
All hail the Shrin
Shrin
King.
King.
Damn, I stand a Shrin King.
Mhm.
I'm bogarting the mic, and I apologize. I'm going to stop now, so you can properly
Pass
introduce
that
this show.
shit.
Mhm. Mhm.
It's the Sloppy Boys.
What is up?
It's
Hey.
it's
What is up? I love that.
Mhm.
What is up, my good pimp?
Are there guys that rock harder? Sure.
What the fuck?
But they can't funny.
How do you funny?
But they can't funny.
Are there
you
funnier
Are
guys?
there guys that funny harder?
Gotta
Maybe.
be.
I mean, gotta be at
Gotta
least a
be.
couple.
Yeah.
But I mean, not that many.
But
not
can
a
they
lot.
rock?
Thank you.
But can they
can't-
rock?
But they can't rock.
Probably not.
And they are on Patreon as well, and we're enjoying the fruits of that. The juice is running down our chin as we speak. Yes. The seeds in our teeth.
This is Patreon.
Stuck in your
Are we
teeth?
behind a paywall?
It's all
This
Patreon.
this'll be available outside the Patreon for a small Patreon like fee.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's in front
Was
of
it
the paywall. It is
CBB
behind
World?
a different paywall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People like that when they have to pay different fees.
Well, it's just not. It's like got to be available everywhere. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, movies are available for rental on these streaming services. It's
VOD.
not just available on Vudu, right?
Right.
You may primarily watch it on Vudu,
Right.
but someone else might watch it on. And name another one, Jefferson. You haven't said anything.
Tubi.
Pluto.
Yeah, well, you wouldn't
We
rent
love
from
Pluto.
Pluto. Pluto's that's
Yeah,
fast.
The
That's free
whole
ad
model
supported.
is that you don't rent on it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
that's-
Well, see, we
really,
need your help
no.
to like monetize. We don't know. We should monetize our show.
Nah.
We were just talking. Do you have a Patreon?
Oh,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But we have a lot of
But you
stuff
didn't
that's not
monetize
on-
your Patreon?
Yeah, we
You
should
did
do
a
that.
Patreon, you didn't monetize it?
It's
Yeah.
just the wall.
That's
It's
the
not a
juice.
paywall.
How do
That's
we- yeah.
the snap of the skin of the fruit. Like
Yeah, we have a Patreon with no tiers.
That's the crispy cracklins.
There's not one tier.
of the fruit. Yeah,
Of
that's
the
the crispy
fruit.
cracklets.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't do we have to do that now?
We gotta monetize.
We have to
What?
monetize your
Teach
Patreon. I don't
us?
feel comfortable moving forward without that because then this comes out
Mm-hmm.
and then it just runs through your
To have been running a
system
Patreon
like,
for this long and then say
yeah.
now we need to monetize it.
All right, I do
It's,
want to cut this joking off right now because we do want to make clear to the audience, yes, we have a Patreon, and yes, you can pay. Paying us is the best way to get money to us on this
Okay,
Patreon.
and so it's just Dutz doesn't want to know.
That's the
Doesn't
most-
know
I just don't want to.
about
I just
the
don't want to
payout.
cloud the issue here and
Yes,
cloud
you
the
can
fact
pay
that you can pay us money.
$10, $100 if you want.
Yeah.
Wow.
If you want to be a pay pig.
Oh wow.
Yeah, we got people paying and getting no perks. $100 a month.
We have
$100 a
three
month.
of them. Three
We
people.
got three people.
Tim, they get
papers.
off on it though.
Yeah, they get
Yeah.
they get it.
Well, that's the perk.
These sickos.
Just the first of the month hits and they nut.
Mhm.
They don't know why.
Mhm.
Or they do know.
They know.
Yeah.
They get arrested.
Knowing why is a big part of it for people. who
I got to
are
pay
like
rent, but I get that nut.
that. Kevin, let's write this down. We should think about doing this.
Okay.
We should think
Hey,
about
pig tier.
punishing our disgusting fans.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
How
get
many,
a little
how many
a nice
fans? How many
stable going.
Patreons? How many Patreons do you guys have? Patrons, I guess.
How many patrons?
Yeah, on Patreon.
Let's see.
You don't have to discuss.
Top
it.
of my head, back of the napkin math. Okay, I've got it. More than you.
Oh, that sucks.
Just had to. crunch
Don't
the
worry
numbers.
about me.
Takes a
Eyes
little
on your
time
own
to crunch the
paper.
numbers.
Hand.
Yeah,
I
all
don't
right.
feel
Don't worry about.
accommodated.
Don't worry
Good
about how
point,
many
good point.
patrons I got.
Don't.
Good point.
Yes. Do not look up ours. Mind your business, and
Mhm.
then definitely do not look up how many we had the month before,
No, that
and then the
is-
month before that.
That's not.
Don't
a-
even start looking.
That's not a representative
Let alone
sample
look
of
backwards.
how it's going.
Yeah.
We don't have a documentary though. We need a documentary like
It's winter. People need to like heat their homes. They need to buy wood.
Yeah, the summertime when people are out on their front lawns
When the
with
homes are
radios
hot.
listening to.
Yeah, exactly. You know, what do you do? Like, you can sell the wood. Now you got like this wood money.
We do have people that you guys probably deal with this. People, they sign up for the Patreon, they listen to the whole catalog, and then first of the month comes, they bail on us. A lot.
Wow.
80
Yeah.
people every month. They're like, gotta go.
Yeah,
Gotta
So
get out of
selfish.
here.
yeah. They chunk the deuce.
They tell their boss, like, hey, I'm not going to show up to work for a month. I have this project.
I have to listen.
And the boss is like, say no more. Let's
Yeah, you paid $5. Go for it.
Yeah.
You got to make that $5 count.
Get your $5 worth. The Sloppy Boys are on a little bit of an album promotional tour, eh?
Yep.
Sure.
Talk about some of the songs and some of what inspires you, because I'm so curious about where the music comes from. It's outside of my experience. You know, I do this. I guess I record on a mic, you know, but we're not making music. And talk about where some of that comes from.
Definitely from like the music we listen to. We'll listen to music and sort of think like, oh, maybe we could do something
Do
a
the
little
same
bit like
music.
That
that.
is how I would do it.
Some of the
I
same
thought you
music.
were
That
doing
does make
something
sense.
different. That is what I
Yeah.
would do.
You just change
Yeah.
a few things.
Well,
Change
write
it
down.
It all is basically the same. Like,
Right.
Mhm.
It's all the same chords and notes and
yeah.
Chord,
You
I mean,
just put
I'll
some
take
funny
out my
words.
phone and I'll write down
Lyrics.
a guitar chord. You know, we should have one of
we
those
should-
in my
yeah,
song.
we should have,
Mhm.
that'd
Yeah.
be sick.
Bass drum.
What's that,
hits.
an F? Yeah. Ooh, an F. That sounds good.
What's an F say?
James Corden.
What's it sound like?
An F?
you're probably right around here. No, here. Because it's with a chord, it's you're at least 2 to 3 strings. It's multiple strings.
One
So
thing
we-
I
What
would
would
do
you
to
call
my
what
teachers.
would you call that one?
Hey,
Is that-
Could
hey,
be
is one thing
multiple
I'll do to
Fs.
my teachers is I go, you. And it's
Oh.
F-U, but
Mm.
they don't, they don't, I can't get in trouble for that.
yeah.
Right. Well, if you went to
I was
yeah,
just saying
the music school,
music
you-
teacher.
I was just saying,
teacher.
you.
Try
All I
getting
said
at
was
Juilliard.
you.
Yeah, come on. What? There's something so wrong with that? It's a perfect F.
That to me, this one, that's the mommy. I'm feeling that one is the mommy. Am I correct about that?
The mommy note?
Sorry.
Of
what do you
all the
mean by
notes, that one it sounds like the mommy to me.
If there was a mommy note, it would be middle C. Do you guys think this is middle C? Middle
That
mommy.
sounds a lot like
Middle
F to me.
C.
This is middle
No,
C.
you say
But Hayes, you think the F is the mommy?
Yeah.
I guess that makes you a mother effer.
Okay.
Yeah, it
Kinda
does.
similar
Come
to-
on, we gotta
but
be
I'm-
allowed.
Now
to
I'm starting to
joke like
understand a little
this.
bit where the teachers are coming from because, like, ultimately, it's like insanely rude.
Doesn't feel
Hayes,
good.
I haven't
Yeah.
seen you in a
School.
long time. You've got the long hair. I like it. You look cool.
Yeah, imagine me up there
On stage?
There?
whipping it around.
Come
Oh
on.
my gosh.
No shirt, just skin tight leather.
Yes,
And,
doing a like big circle. I'm not headbanging like up and down. Big
Around.
circle
Around.
Right.
Like Will
It just
Smith's
takes
kid.
a long time. to
Yeah.
get around.
I jump at the top of the circle, make it even bigger.
Mhm.
People in the front row with their drinks, they're not, get this out of my drink.
I'm
Yeah, the
soaking. I'm
hair's in the
soaking
drink.
up the drink as I go. I'm absorbing it
Oh,
like
yeah.
a spong.
We
Sticking his hair in his mouth and sucking the drink out of his own hair, spitting it back into their cup.
Oof.
This is real punk rock stuff.
Jeff, you've done when your hair was longer. I remember you doing some like headbanging
yeah.
with long hair, flinging sweat into the crowd.
No.
Yeah, I mean that's not the intention. It just happens. It's fine. It's a rock and
Okay,
roll
yeah.
show.
Mhm.
But sweat like like a good show like our Oakland show. There's sweat flopping on people's faces. They're just taking it.
But they like it. That's part of the charm of the front row. It's like seeing Shamu. You're in the splash zone.
Mhm.
Think about that.
I mean, I would, if I was in the front row of Matchbox 20 show, I'd be like, yeah, I don't care how what I get. This is what I paid for.
Mm-hmm. I'm here to get spritzed.
Can I hear middle C again?
See.
So F was
That's a little higher. Yeah. See.
and middle C is.
Now, see, Tim is
So
not
you think
mentioning.
middle C is mommy?
I don't have perfect pitch, but I'm saying if there were a note you would call mommy, middle C is the middle of the
middle
piano,
C.
and it's like the big. That's like the mama.
That's music
note.
101. Hayes.
Mommy in the so
That's not
you
gonna be-
associate mommy with just being in the middle.
Yeah,
no,
like
kind
my
of
mom
the place
lives.
you start from.
My mom
That's
lives
the
in the middle of
anchor.
my house, so I kind of think of her as the central figure in my life.
Your mommy lives in one part of the house and it's in the very middle.
Well, Tim lived in a circle house.
Yeah.
Okay. So, all right, then what's F?
Father.
Okay,
F
I
is
guess that kind of
father.
makes sense.
Yeah, the rest of them are just, they begin with the other letters.
B is brother.
Okay. So
C is
that's
sister.
a much more
No, C is
literal
mommy.
relationship to it than
Over C is mommy again.
than I thought. S is sister.
A is
T
Alan
is the
in the
T
kitchen.
man.
Now,
S
Tim,
is
you
for
haven't mentioned
sister,
your
yeah.
missing note. You have a
A is
missing
for
note somewhere
auntie.
in there.
Oh yeah, something happened. Either I have a node on my larynx, or I toked too much ganja. But listen to there's a note that I use a lot in my vocal range that I've lost, and it's like do re mi fa sol la ti do.
That one feels
That
like
one?
it's
Yeah, if you're not a
lost.
musician, that one is not a really clear note.
And a lot of our songs are like 2, 3, 4, do.
Oh man. Good luck ever becoming Homer Simpson. Best of luck with your next job application for Homer Simpson.
Yeah, I've been waiting on Dan Castellaneta to step down, and then they just look at.
He is stepping down.
They go to LinkedIn
Dan
and they look at
Castellaneta
profiles.
announces he is stepping down. What's another one? What's another note?
Let's go through the notes because we do have a little bit of time to fill on the show today, and we've only talked about a few of the notes. I know that
They all have, because they all have their own little like personalities, right?
I have a
Like-
I have a little and is it worth it? Is it not worth it? I don't know, but we're here. As Tim was telling that story about his voice problems and inspired quick Johnny Carson impression from me, and here
Doesn't
it goes.
sound very
it goes
quick.
I I did not know that.
Mm. Johnny was king of late night at the
Yeah, he
time.
was king of
When
late
he
night.
was doing it, I thought he was one of the best.
Yeah.
One of the big. I thought it was him and Corden were neck and neck in my mind.
What's Corden up to now? Did he retired?
I think
Is
he's
he doing movies?
still at Balthazar.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Just waiting on
He's
that.
waiting.
Yeah, where'd they land on that? Is he back in or not?
Back in Balthazar.
Is he allowed back in?
I think they did work it out.
Okay,
Yes.
good.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They kept it offline.
Yeah. It's nice. But you're a New York guy. I mean, like you
I
You're
actually-
asking
I
don't
me?
follow this stuff.
I walked past. Well, there's so much stuff going on. I can't follow all of it. I walked past Balthazar the other day. I can't remember what neighborhood I was in, but I was like, "Oh, that's the."
They put
That's
a
from
they pulled the blinds. They put a freaking gone fishing sign on the door. When Hanford walks by,
I
they
see,
don't want
me
them to
in
know
there.
that they're
Yeah.
open.
Yeah. We don't make food
you
in here.
just missed the food. You just missed it.
Corden was just here. He was so nice to everyone, and he ate it all up.
What's this one? What's that?
Which one's that? Which
It
one is
sounds like a.
Which one is
I
that?
go hungry.
Yeah, that's the Alice in Chains note. Which one is that? That's probably D.
Every band has their own signature note.
Well, I'm going hungry was Temple of the Dog.
I know, but they got a lot of their influence from Alice in Chains.
Yeah.
which
That's the Alice in Chains. They use the Alice in Chains.
Really?
What do you think
So there's a
Temple
guy
of the
from
Dog has their
Soundgarden. It
own?
was a
No?
guy from
Temple
Pearl
of the Dog.
Jam.
Yeah, they were a
and they
combination
and they
band.
were
They were
and they were inspired by Alice in Chains.
yeah, that's what I'm to understand.
Well, I'm not a music historian. Like I just that's what this is why we wanted. you on
either
the
am I.
show. I
No,
wanted
Sean.
to-
Either am I. Either am I.
Who are your?
I'm not a historian
What's
either.
your family tree?
Me?
Yeah, let's
Yeah, who are your
trace
guys?
I got
the
Bo
lineage.
Hanford,
Mom,
and
Dad
Janet
started it
Hanford.
off.
We did this last time, and yours both start with D.
Hey,
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
Mom
did-
and
I mean,
Dad.
Dick and Dick.
Yeah.
But who are we? We're drawing influence from? Who were who's an inspiration for you?
Liza Minnelli was certainly big for me, and
Okay, yeah.
Mhm.
as my mother, and my father, Jason Bateman. So I get a lot of the acting
Jason
bug
Bateman.
from-
Okay, and so there's the comedy and the
Mhm.
music,
Right.
like inspiring
And the musical,
your
yeah.
Okay, that's right.
Can I tell a Jason Bateman anecdote?
Yeah, that would be amazing. That's the best we can do because
incredible.
David Cross has a show here now,
Mhm.
and of course he's like hitting the Bateman button. Like we're trying to get this thing off the ground.
Right.
The takeoff takes like the most energy. Once you're up there, it kind of flies itself. But like we're trying to launch this thing.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
So Bateman was in here. I think he sat in that
Yeah.
very
Whoa.
cherry
I can
over
still
there.
feel. Yeah, I
Nice.
can still feel the energy.
The smartless buzz.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
No, this chair's still vibrating. It was really cool just knowing like, oh, I'm in the presence of podcast royalty,
Yeah.
seat
Right.
wise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And obviously there've been big stars in here before, the women's soccer team.
Right.
Mia
Some of
Hamm.
them.
Yeah.
Not
I don't
not
think-
her per
I
se,
don't think
but-
so.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't think so.
Yeah.
John Hamm.
No, I don't think he was as necessarily.
You get those
Been
two
in
around.
here.
If I walk into a party and I see those two, I say, well, I'm starting to get a little
A
hungry.
little hungry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go
like
hungry.
Alice in Chains. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. John Hamm would bring in Richard Cheese, and now I'm halfway to a sandwich. You know what I mean?
So yeah, a Bateman story would be incredible because we are
Correct.
never, ever, ever, ever going to get him on the show.
Tim, is this anecdote going to be less than 40 minutes? Because I see we got about 20 minutes in so far,
This is going to be.
and this runs for an hour.
This is going to be 23 seconds.
Okay,
It was whatever we feel. I'd call it right now. If
I'm good
everybody else is
here.
Good.
I'm good to hear.
Yeah.
Maybe we do
Before
Tim's
the
story.
anecdote.
Maybe we do the story and then just pop out.
Let's do the anecdote, and
I
then
don't know,
we'll check back
cliffhanger
in
could
on
be
whether
cool.
we're going to keep the show going.
Yeah, it's just so the listener knows it's Saturday.
Saturday morning, no less.
Cartoon time.
Mm-hmm.
Tim, what do you got?
Is this a
Dazzle us.
birthday party where like I mean I
He
don't
jumped
know.
out of a cake.
Is this one of your
No,
birthday
I heard
party
one, well
ones?
this is more of like a Sean Hayes anecdote, I guess, but he I guess Sean Hayes was like at some kid's birthday party.
Sean
'cause he wanted a
Hayes. Have you
phone.
talked about that?
That's
You gotta
that's
talk
new
about
for us.
that.
Yeah. So what would we say?
Just I guess
That's what we've been struggling with.
Yeah.
I
Like,
guess it's a lot of
There's
pressure 'cause
something there
It's
for
so
We're all
good.
around it, and it's
Yeah.
like
You don't want to use it and have it not be worth the
Yeah.
the juice not worth.
well, you
the
can only do it
squeeze.
once.
So I'm just scheduling this out real quick. So we're going to talk about the Sean Hayes thing for a second, and then we're going to go to Tim's story.
Tim's Bateman
That is
anecdote
coming
is
up.
locked and loaded unless it overlaps with the Sean Hayes thing. Hayes seems to think it's
no,
the same.
I like it.
story.
I want my anecdote to be like in like the 10-1 slot. Like it's kind of alt.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. That one's that's like for the writers.
Yeah.
right.
You know, it's for the comic. The audience is like, what the F? This is
Right.
weird, but half of them fell asleep anyway.
Okay.
Or they're
Right.
fucking
Places
passed out
for the llama
drunk.
sketch. The writer's like, yes, check this out. It eats shit. Okay, yeah, the one Sean Hayes is like a birthday party. He was like trying to get a phone from like being at a kid's birthday party.
Oh, the
And Bateman
commercial,
is-
yeah.
Yeah, and Bateman is like following him there.
They did end up filming it for a commercial.
Yes, like I guess Bateman didn't know where he was, and he finds him at the birthday party, and he's like, "You okay, buddy?" Like that.
Yeah.
That type of voice.
Yeah. Guns hot.
But that's not what it was.
Nope.
Okay. Well, all right. What is it?
You sure
So,
about that?
This is more than 10 years ago. I was a production assistant at Gracie Films working for James L. Brooks. They were making a movie called How Do You Know, which was a huge giant flop of a film.
Mhm.
But because it's James L. Brooks,
Shh.
Gracie Films, yes. That was my job at Gracie, was to shush everybody.
You shush.
Yeah.
At the end of every episode.
I sat at reception.
The first couple times you're so nervous, and you go like,
Sit,
So
Ubu,
it's
sit.
a little
So
sit, Stuber, sit.
sit-
Sorry, let me take it again.
you Stuber.
Sit, Stuber, sit.
That's what it would be now.
No, let me-
"That's what."
But they
yeah,
did it now?
today.
No,
That
yeah,
was
they did that
before-
now.
That was
Ubu
before
was here
Stuber.
today. Yeah, he would be.
How
no
does it feel,
Stuber.
Tim, to be in
You
the
know-
room with those guys? Jeff and I are on Zoom.
It feels it's cool. I feel like kind of like I'm the main guy, which
yeah,
is
it
fun.
looks cool in there.
Yeah.
I'm
In the
here,
middle.
and then also you mentioned Stuber. I used to live right next to Kumail, so I was close to him too. So I'm sort of the sloppy boy has proximity to the people we're talking about.
Do you not consider yourself? Who do you consider the main guy in the band? Like in the
That's
group?
interesting.
Because
Tim.
now you're like adapting
Tim.
to being the main
Yeah,
guy.
Tim.
who
I
isn't
would say in the
normally.
band,
Yeah.
Mike's the main guy, and I think Mike's the funniest. Everyone likes him. But on our podcast, I talk the whole time.
Okay.
I've been trying to talk 33% of the time, but I would say I've never gone under 50.
Got it.
I feel like I'm hearing maybe Kevin. Kevin, are you on the mic?
Yeah, can you hear me, Mike?
Yes, I can.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay. So
Okay.
10 years ago.
Right. Celebrities typically
Sorry,
don't
I
have
have
to
a
audition.
story for when Tim's done.
Oh,
Okay.
Is it about?
Who is that?
It's about Jason Bateman.
What's
That's
the
Kevin
time?
again.
What's the timing?
Because we
on
could
that?
bump my story. Yeah,
Gosh,
Yeah, we
sometimes
could bump it.
When
on
He,
SNL,
he
the
wants the 10 to 1.
sometimes the digital
so-
short gets bumped because
But then
Is
it just
Kevin
goes up
in that
online.
room
You
with
go,
you
they
guys?
cut this?
the cut sketch is like its own cool thing.
Oh yeah. Well, it's like it was too edgy maybe sometimes. But I'm interested in the fact that when Kevin was nonverbal, he just sort of did a big breath, and Hanford went, "Is that Kevin on the mic?" And then Kevin talked later and said he had a story. Seconds later, and Mike went, "Who is that? who's talking now?"
Well, I
And
don't
it just
see
is
him. I don't see
interesting.
him on the. I want to see. He's got his thing on the Zoom blacked out.
He's wearing a bowling shirt. He's wearing a Charlie from 2.5 Men bowling shirt, and he's
Looks like freaking Chris Isaac.
Mike, I'm flush against the webcam, so you can't see me. I'm against the wall.
Okay.
He says
He's
flush
pressed
instead
against
of-
the wall.
Instead of
Yeah,
flush.
you gotta
And
get
they're
some
both
room over there.
accurate. Both flesh or flushes.
I'm flush
That's
against
correct.
the wall, Mike.
What was I was going to tell you guys a anecdote about No, Tim was going to talk about Jason Bateman.
Tim, yes.
Tim.
but
I
thought you were
so
gonna say
that's
you
what we were
went about
talking about.
Jay-Z.
We're scheduling that now because
Yes, let's figure that out.
Tim was maybe hoping to, wait till the kids are in bed before he does
Right.
this. You know what I mean?
See,
And so-
yeah,
It's an after hours type of thing.
Yeah, and so we could get
Second musical performance is taking place.
Kevin's off, but like, what kind of is this a Bateman anecdote?
It could be, yes. I was just thinking we could help the Sloppy Boys make a new documentary.
That's not
A
a
new
story.
one?
what are you talking?
He's mentioned the documentary twice.
I
So
just
tell
wrong
me
with the
about
old one?
documentary.
We're trying to plug it.
You haven't
We're on
even
a
seen the
film
old
tour.
one yet.
Well, you guys, Sloppy Boys did a documentary, and I was thinking we could help them.
Is it a mockumentary?
No, Doc.
No, it's sincere.
What if we help them make a mockumentary? Spinal Tap stylies.
That's your story.
Is it like a Harmontown type?
Ooh.
It's not an anecdote. This isn't an
No,
anecdote.
it's not an
It's just
anecdote.
an
You're
area.
asking
Just the
questions.
area.
It's a
Kevin.
brainstorm.
What's the Bateman version of this?
You came in and pitched a whole new area where he's trying to.
Should we have a
How-
mockumentary? We all floppy
He's
hair like
trying to
Jason
tell
Bateman.
an
Is there a
anecdote.
song about the documentary?
So this should have been scheduled for after the anecdote, or not even brought up around the anecdote.
He did
Kevin.
say after, but
I know, but then he can just
This should
continue
be
to
just
talk.
like a little pod buster. Like, you see the stage and Lauren is out there pointing around, but it's not its own segment. It's just
It's
to
not
break up the
content.
commercial break.
Who
Right.
paid for the documentary?
Kevin apparently
The
he's
people.
talking about it so damn much.
You guys, somebody wanted to make it?
the taxpayer.
You think they made it against their will?
Yes.
Yeah. The answer is yes.
I suspect they did.
We're in demand and people love us and there's a market for us in the media landscape.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
And then you go to Marfo or something,
Yeah.
and
El
that's what it's
Paso.
about.
Tornillo, yeah, but kind of. Yeah.
Okay,
It's very
probably
fun.
probably say Marfo.
Yeah.
A little more juice there now than.
They still have that Gucci store in Marfa, the one that's way out in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, yeah.
Dwarves.
That's
Yeah,
Prada
well, you would
store.
know. You should act like you know.
Should we? I had a sketch idea.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's fucking
Mighty
sick.
Marfa Power Rangers.
Yeah.
This could
Yeah,
be a
right.
mockumentary.
Yeah. Or
Big hat. Say Power Ranger, but they have the big flat hat.
I'm sorry. I know the whole thing on this show is like you're kind of mean to Kevin or whatever. But Kevin, if you're going to talk, be on a microphone because it just sounds like mumbling something off camera.
Well, he's pressed against the wall.
camera.
I know.
I'm flush
I don't
against the wall, Mike.
Okay.
I said the Mighty Morphin should be
Okay.
in the mockumentary.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You could be the lead.
Mm-hmm.
What's the
And
documentary
Smartless
called?
did one.
Smartless did a whole
They
series.
did one as well.
Shit.
They had a whole
In
show.
Grayscale.
Grayscale. They got grayscale.
It was. There was no the images were beautiful.
It's amazing because I experienced them on their podcast. It's audio. So then the movie, you're saying it really took advantage of the new medium for them.
Mhm.
Yes, the visual piece of it really added new dimension to the Smartless experience. I had the same thought because I was so used to listening. And I found that when I was watching it, I couldn't
Can you speak up a
hear
little?
thing.
Can you speak up?
I couldn't hear anything.
Yeah.
You couldn't hear anything?
When I was watching it,
Oh, you couldn't
because
Yeah,
I was so used
Because the visuals
to,
are so powerful.
yes, it's like
One sense
it's
got
like
dulled,
a
yeah.
sensory overload where like only
Sense is
one
working overtime.
one
you could
function
say.
could work at a time.
That's David
Mhm.
Cross's new podcast.
Yes, that's why Bateman was in this chair.
Right.
He had Bob on too.
I've met David.
Yeah.
You don't have to just give me Bob in order to know who David is. I know David.
So is it weird then that like we were talking that you didn't offer up any anecdotes about him?
It's a close friend of mine. I would never spill the.
Okay. Have you had
Do the-
Bob on Sloppy Boys?
No, we haven't.
No.
But I'll tell you what
No.
Bob drinks. We have guests if they have a signature drink.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like Gabrus did Long Island iced tea or something, so it makes sense.
What?
Have you seen
Oh,
that tattoo
okay.
he
I
has
guess
on his
that's
arm?
Gabrus's drink now. News to me.
He has
Bob-
a Long Island tattoo on his arm, so we figured that should go to him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think he lived there at one point. It's not just the tattoo. But Bob, if you go to a bar with Bob, he says, gin and tonic, light on the gin.
Oh.
Bartenders love that. They're never told to go light on the gin.
They love that. They're so
They love-
tired from the
Holding
heavy gin.
Yeah, alcohol is
Yeah.
hevier than other
Well,
liquids.
because the tonic's
People
in the
don't
gun.
know
Tonic's
and
in
the
the gun.
bottle.
Well, they all get
Yeah.
gin elbow from the fucking having to hold the
Yeah.
gin the whole time.
Gin
Just
elbow.
the fact that you're considering their precious tendons. No, that bartenders go fucking ape shit for that.
Who else has David had on?
Joe Firestone.
Okay.
Okay, we've had
Mhm.
her.
There might be a one-way crossover in the works.
You just had Gene Garoppolo.
One
You
way
just had Gene
meaning
Garoppolo.
he only does our show.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you guys do not do his
Yeah,
show.
we're not allowed anywhere near the building when he's doing his show.
Mm-hmm.
Are you in it? What's his head gum?
Yeah.
Smart gum? Smartless? Smart gum.
Smart gum.
Okay, go ahead. Bateman story.
So I'm working
10
reception.
years ago.
I'm in reception while we're auditioning people to be in this film.
Mm.
And you guys are industry guys, so you know
We
that.
didn't know what we had, did we?
No.
You know what I mean?
No, you look at the industry now, and they would never.
Even
make a
just the
film.
idea of like auditioning someone to be in a movie, it's like that doesn't happen anymore.
No.
But in a way, now
they
these
literally just open TikTok, and whoever
Yes.
they see, they go,
Yes.
"That's the movie now."
Yes.
Yeah.
And, it's
And
like,
you go out and be
Addison
like,
Rae.
yeah, where's the audition? And like they're like, we aren't even doing those.
Mhm.
days, it sucks.
We don't have that.
We had no
And at
idea
the time, we were
how
like,
good it was. Yeah, at the time we were like, annoying. Everyone's yeah.
movies. We had no idea.
It was so precious, and we squandered it. And now I look back, and it's a fucking wasteland out there
Mhm.
now. You know the 3 most popular movie stars in the past year who have come out in movies now that we don't audition anymore?
Who?
The 3 most popular. And
Who?
the names will be familiar.
Chalamet.
The Rock.
Huh?
Chalamet.
No,
Wrong.
it's not even that. It's like not even like
Even I know that's wrong.
that would be a relief to me. Well, the only actor on there is Harrison Ford from Shrinking.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He's on it, and then the other 2 are Spin Doctors
Mhm.
and Sponge Man.
Sponge.
Now, so I don't know Sponge Man.
Well, you're alone there. 3rd most popular movie star in the industry today, currently, because they just don't make.
Yeah.
They just don't audition anymore. There's no actors anymore.
Sponge Man Sponge Pan is his full name. I don't know if you.
Sponge Man, Sponge Pan.
Right. I know him.
But you were saying they used to audition. No, it just got me off on this rant
I know.
here because
the media landscape changed. But back in those days, you auditioned people, but you didn't have a big celebrity wouldn't audition. They would be offer only.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yes.
if it's a huge famous director like James L. Brooks, he had the power to be like, hey, A-list celeb, you got to come in and audition for me.
Mm-hmm.
So
You couch it as a chemistry test, and they'll do anything. For a
right.
celebrity.
Yeah. But then you have to have test tubes and beakers and stuff all set up so they
but
believe
you can
it's
get those.
that.
I mean, if you're working on a Hollywood
that hard to get,
lot,
yeah.
you can get that stuff from props. So they have that stuff all over the place.
That's true. The prop department.
Especially if you're at Universal with all the monster movies they used to make. They've got old test tubes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can do that.
Just about anywhere you look, any shelf.
And the actors are
Okay,
easily tricked.
best lot. Let's do this. I wanted to do this anyway. Rank best lot for finding test tubes. Universal's my number 1.
I say, of course, Universal, and then it gets a little like, where do you go from there? But yeah,
Then they're
Universal.
all tied at 2 for me.
Yeah. So Tim, you were saying you were auditioning. You were waiting for an audition with.
Well, I was working reception. All these different celebs would be coming to audition for this role.
What was the role?
It eventually went to Paul Rudd as like the sweet guy.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Paul
Yeah,
Roll, they should call him. I bet he doesn't audition much anymore.
It
Paul
was
Roll.
called How Do You Know the movie?
Yeah.
It wasn't called things you know just by looking at her?
I wish. I would give anything to be a PA on that. So there were all these A-list.
10 things I know about how.
What about this for a movie? How about just the way the light attaches to a girl, and it's Adam
Durowitz.
Duritz, Counting Crows. He's in it.
Mm-hmm.
He's
The way that light attaches to girls. Sure. Anna Begins.
We open on everything. Go ahead, Tim.
It was my job to make sure these celebrities didn't see each other, because that would be very rude for an A-list celebrity to see. Normal actors, you let them sit in the holding area altogether, but you can't.
I know when I come into work, and if there's other writers around, I have the PAs get writers away from me so I can get to my office. And
right, because you're like, I mean, what if Brooks Allison saw you in the office, it'd be like, but we're both writers.
yeah. How'd they hire both of us? And
So
I'll write stuff during the day that won't get on and say, well, I guess we're not doing a show today. Okay, and I go home.
I've got Toby Maguire walking in. I've got
Toby MacGyver almost.
Yeah.
Almost.
Toby McGruber.
Yeah.
Right. That'd be even funnier. He's even funnier than MacGyver.
We're talking about the 10-1 spot for SNL. They should do that.
It's a parody of MacGruber.
Toby McGruber.
It's like, hey, everyone, you know MacGruber, that thing in pop culture?
Wait a second. Toby MacGyver, Spider-Man, and the Spider House rules as well.
Yeah.
I'm doing refills.
That's true.
I'm doing refills. Does anyone need a refill?
I'm good.
Of what?
What?
You name it.
Yeah, I'll take one.
What would you like, Dots?
It's so
LaCroix.
difficult.
Hanford, do you want anything?
guys are
I don't want
Zoom.
anything, but we had a good flow going.
What do you
here.
want,
Tim
more
was telling
computer
a story.
chips?
Now
Finally felt like we were doing
the
a show.
Spider
You're
House
asking
rules thing. Yeah.
two people who you certainly can't get liquid to.
Hanford,
I'm still.
I feel like you're at my throat
it's-
tonight.
What?
I feel like you're at my throat tonight.
Well, I'll tell you this: it's daytime, this is why I'm so uncomfortable. It's a Saturday daytime,
It is daytime.
and I've been trying so much to sort of push down the sort of rage I feel. for
Hanford,
being
you wanted to do an Adam Duritz thing, and then I said Anna Begins, and I feel like you didn't react at all. Do you not?
I didn't
like
know what
that
that meant.
tune of
I didn't-
his?
I didn't know that. I didn't know what that meant.
Oh, it's one of his tunes. Every time she sneezes, I believe it's love. I mean, isn't that beautiful?
Yeah, I like that.
You know, it's these little moments that we share. It's these
He really-
little,
no,
these,
he can
these
capture-
foibles,
Yes.
these most human elements of us,
Yeah.
these most flawed, these foibles. The sneeze, you know, the big sneeze that a woman does, right?
Have you
That
ever
if
looked?
someone you
have you
didn't
ever
love
looked
would be
worse
huge, would be
post-sneeze?
a complete boner killer
Mhm.
to see a sneeze. You know what I
The
mean?
big sneeze
But when
he
it's
wrote?
someone you care about, right?
Was that Jennifer Aniston?
Was he singing about her?
Yeah.
Aniston Begins.
You know, I think she had a nose job, so maybe
I
he
know.
was
That's why
talking
I'm
about
thinking
this
maybe
sneeze.
that's the big sneeze.
Jesus
Come on.
You're saying that she
It's
sneezed
not
the
this
tip of her
kind
nose off.
show.
It's shot off.
No,
Yeah.
I'm saying that maybe when
She
you get a
sneezed so
nose
hard
job
that it
or-
was a medical emergency that required a nose job. It was not
And yes, it happened over the
an
summer.
elective.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she was great on Friends. I loved her on Friends.
She had the
Yeah.
Rachel too.
One of her
I like
best
her other
roles.
stuff.
Who else came in?
Jason Schwartzman.
And
I
he
would
biffed it.
On the rebound, I mean, not on the rebound, but coming back, Jason Schwartzman. He's been in some stuff. I
He's
like to see
great.
that.
We love him. But I would say
Not for this. Not for this movie.
Here are your audition sides. Now, here, go sit in this little room over here so that the next guy doesn't see. I had to keep all these people separate.
Mhm.
Then one day, guess who walks in? Da Bateman.
Right. This was a Jason Bateman story. We should have jumped on that.
Jason Batman.
He walks in. I say, hey, Jason,
Jason Bateman.
here's the script. Let me lead you to this little room.
Mm-hmm.
I go,
Better say Jason than Mr. Bateman. Almost sounds like
Right.
Master Bateman.
yeah.
Again.
He all the time when people talk to him, he's always like, "Did you say masturbate, man?
Yeah.
Did you say masturbate, man?" Oh, he says he has to say that so much. That's why
Fucking
his voice is so
minefield with that
raspy.
guy.
Yeah.
I did, but not to you.
Yeah. Because sometimes people will be asking like, "Hey, what should I do after I watch a porno?" masturbate, man.
Yeah.
Afterwards.
and it's after you're finished watching it. You watch the entire porno.
After when the final credit rolls,
And you're ready.
You watch
That's
the whole
a fucking
17-minute
song,
clip.
man.
Yeah.
That's a song for y'alls.
You have a Rick Rubin vibe. You might not be a musician, but you know what makes.
No, I
good
just like
music.
to be around creatives
Yeah.
and kind of foster the right energy. And I have a similar philosophy. Like when we start a podcast, I'm like, we should try to finish that podcast in the same day because it's very hard to re-access that same
Right.
creative space that you were in, you know?
Yeah, you're like, play me some reference, and I'll
Mhm.
get back into that
Yeah.
voice.
But we try to finish it. This one obviously we've been recording over the course of multiple weeks, but in
Right.
general, when schedules permit, I try to do it all at once.
Bateman rolls in.
I say,
What's
Mr.
he
Bateman.
rocking?
I say, Jason Bateman. Here's your script.
Yeah.
And here's a little room to go sit in. He's like, thanks. He takes the script, and it's just like a little office. He sits on the couch and he's looking at his sides.
What was he pushing around town at that time?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a car?
What
Yeah.
kind of wheels we got?
what's his?
I was.
Peugeot.
You got to talk to the valet at the Madison gate of the Sony lot. I was up in
Would
the
love to.
building.
You weren't writing the drive on?
Yeah, but I would just know his name, and I would say like,
Mm-hmm.
masturbate, man.
Okay.
Let this jerk off guy on the lot if you see him.
Okay.
But no, I didn't know that.
You're kidding.
I one time saw
He's kidding, guys.
I was starting. It's a comedy podcast, and I thought I'd give the listeners a laugh.
So that's why he was joking around like that. But go ahead. You one time saw.
That was a tangent. I put Bateman in the little room, and typically I would go to
Well, who'd you see?
Steven Spielberg.
You just saw him?
He was in
What a
Rolls
whopper.
Royce. He
Had
was
a
driving
Rolls Royce.
driving a
Oh,
Rolls Royce.
wow.
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 No, sorry,
He was driving?
Bentley. He was a Bentley.
Bentley.
And he was driving it?
himself in the front seat.
Yep.
Mhm.
Kevin, it sounds like. Well, Tim, do you have any more of your story left?
Well, Bateman got put in a little
Yeah,
room
it's
last I
barely
heard, and if
started.
he doesn't get out of there, I'm gonna
Well,
get
I'm
scared.
just thinking, Kevin, if you want to, this might be a nice time for
I'm
you to
done. I'm
interrupt
never
again.
going to talk again.
Okay.
I would typically, after putting someone in a little room, go over to James L. Brooks' assistant and say, Jason Bateman's in that little room and he's ready to audition when you're ready for him.
You
But
got to use the L when you just talk to him.
Hold this
You have
out.
to
Jason L.
always use the
Bateman?
L.
Hold this L. That's what he says.
Yeah.
what?
Yeah, you say James L. Brooks every time you
Oh,
refer to
oh.
him. When you're just hanging with him, you got to use the L.
There was another guy in the office named James Brooks.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Is he the L? You know that song that's like, we got it on tonight? And there's that part where he's like, yo, L.
Yo,
I
L, what up?
Is that who he's talking
Yeah,
to?
he's
I
talking
hit
about James
say
L. Brooks.
word.
Yeah, he's
Uh-huh.
talking to James L. Brooks.
James L. Brooks.
At the end of the song,
Then
it goes,
65-year-old
Sharon.
James
Yeah.
L. Brooks.
Mhm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I put
So,
Bateman
Tim,
in the room.
How many rooms are you juggling on? By the way, like when you bring him down, you're like, hey, Bateman, here's your little room. Don't look in any of these other little rooms.
I try not to-
You forget who's in which room. It's like a crazy.
Oh, it's
Imagine
kind of
if
like it's almost
Brie
like a
Larson
That's
reverse-
was-
probably how he
Hey,
developed
Brie
his
Larson.
signature curiosity. That's why they did the show.
Yeah.
They don't need to do. They're famous actors. They don't need to do a podcast. They're curious guys. Oh, what's in
Mhm.
that room?
Jason Schwartzman.
You got Brie Larson. I'll tell you get Brie Larson and John Hamm in the same room. I'm halfway to making a fucking sandwich.
Right.
Is that it? I mean, now I am wondering. If
Now
that's
what
it.
happened
Like,
is he?
I'm
I
just
put him in the
waiting
loop.
for something.
I put him in the room, and I was about to go tell Jim Brooks. You can call him Jim.
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
For the sake of the story.
Canyon Jim. What's that about?
He lives in Benedict Canyon.
Oh, all right.
Oh.
That helps distinguish him even more. I mean, now we have all these. There's the L. There's
Yeah.
there's the canyon.
Now I
Those
can listen to the
hats.
rest of the story.
I was about to tell Jim's assistant Bateman was in the little room, but a different person said, "Hey Tim, can you go on a run for me? Bring this to the accountant's Jim's accountant's office
Oh
in
my
Century
God.
City." So I leave the office
From
Oh,
where?
from Culver City to Century City.
Damn.
I go and
I'm getting the ick.
I specifically didn't want to give you the ick. I do all the stuff with the accountant. I come back.
Sorry, it's been a whole process. Like last time he got the ick, it's like,
Oh, really?
yeah.
So
It's really hard to.
you're trying to make it through a whole episode just without getting.
It's really hard to get it out.
I keep getting the ick.
It's physical. It's PT. It's like weeks of PT.
Did he? So you left him? You left the whole lot, and he was in the room.
He was just stuck in the room. Nobody knows he's in there.
And it's little. It's like a.
Yep.
Big,
Did you get a
big-ass room.
update on like the B side of it? Like how long before he walked out? And
I am full on picturing like custodian's closet. Is this at all?
You have
close?
an imaginative mind.
mop
what-
bucket.
I mean,
Yeah.
God, just to
1 foot in each bucket,
right,
sloshing
right.
around inside the sudsy water.
fucking turning on the light, like just fucking like pulling like a string, and the one light bulb goes
Right.
out.
He thinks.
Fucking bug flies around the bulb. No.
Flap, bitch.
Yeah. I thought I was more A-list than this. He might think to himself. Go ahead, Tim.
He thinks the tendrils of the mop are as the lady he's doing his
Right.
scene partner.
Right.
No.
He
that
starts
didn't
to-
happen.
He
Tell
starts
me.
to think.
That's
He
what
starts
he
to think
thinks.
they have a little bit of a chemistry. Right?
Tell me
And
he's
Sure,
joking.
chemistry. Yeah.
They needed
Chemistry
chemistry
read.
with whom? Whom was the
Reese.
Paramore?
Reese Witherspoon.
Reese.
Reese with her spoon.
And she's there too.
She's in with Jim, and I'm bringing these guys in one at a time. They're kind of coming.
Well, you're
up.
not bringing them in. This is like
In
this
the
is like
case
the
of
whole
Bateman
thing.
is the
You
whole
are
thing.
you're straight up not doing it.
I come back from the
You're
accountants.
going to a different town.
Yeah.
Hey, who opened up all
Different
this
city.
ice cream? Who opened up all this ice cream, and how are they going to eat it? Is how probably you would talk about her, Reese with her spoon.
Mike, you joke, but while I worked there, they came out with the Simpsons ice cream, and it was Homer, Ben and Jerry's beer and donuts ice cream.
That's cool.
Homer, Ben, Jerry's beer and donuts ice cream.
Ben and Jerry's Homer's beer ice cream.
I'm just saying you're joking about ice cream, but that literally happened while I was working there.
You think it's a joke, but
yeah,
this is
it's
his
actually his
actual lived
life.
experience.
Yeah.
He actually,
I don't
there's
mean to
nothing
joke
funny
around.
about
I
it when
just-
it was Homer beer and donuts, Jim and Brooks and ice cream.
Jim and Pam ice cream.
Yo, L, what up? I hit plus dome. Plus dome. No one says that
Plus
anymore.
dome. Don't speak
Plus
for
dome.
yourself, man.
We didn't know what we had.
We
How was
had no
how was
idea.
date night with the wife? Pretty good. We went to a movie plus dome.
Mhm.
I'm sorry. You saw they reopened the dome? No.
No.
On the ride home and at home, I got a blowjob from my wife.
My wife sucketh
Sucketh
thou
I remember it.
schlong. Yes,
Yes.
my lady.
Got
I
no-
hate that when guys are always
Yes.
saying that to women.
Yeah.
What?
You see these little simp dudes with girls out in the
Yeah.
street, on like a date, and they'll put their
Uh-huh.
coat down over some puddle of mud or
Uh-huh.
something.
When you say simp
you just
dudes, you
know
mean
they've never
That's
got
his
dome
actual.
in their
You're
life.
joking, but that's his actual like lived experience. So they made an ice cream out of it.
right? Homer
yeah.
Simpson.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
It's mud. It's coat covered mud, and obviously it's chocolate and fudge and that type of stuff. Coated.
Pieces of coat.
Pieces of edible coat.
Coated coat. So you are now in like a totally different
City.
city.
A whole other, yeah.
And then upon my return, it's sort of a tale of two cities in a way.
Mhm.
Boom.
It was
yes. One of the best.
it
One
was
of
the
best,
Brooks of
actually.
Times.
Mhm.
Ha!
It was the
Right. Best of
Jerry
times.
Maguire of Times. We also produced Jerry Maguire at Gracie Films before my time.
I loved him in Seabiscuit. And I know he did Spider-Man, but yeah.
Jerry Maguire.
You can compliment.
Jerry Maguire was amazing in Seabiscuit.
He was.
Yeah.
He stole
Jerry
the movie.
Yeah.
I come back in and the PA supervisor says, "Tim, can I talk to you?"
There's a decaying skeleton in the little room.
He's got floppy hair.
Thank God, before
Clinging to
it
a
was-
mop.
I got yelled at. And I was very embarrassed. He sat there by himself in a little room for what was, they said, 45 minutes to an hour.
Yeah.
And then he came out kind of sad and mad, and that was a whole thing. I wasn't there for it to be like, oh, the PA, he put you in there, but he didn't intend. We're so sorry. And then he sees the other people around, and the whole fucking thing is. And Jason Bateman was lonely in the room.
I bet he was
Not
nice
unlike
about
Brie
it.
Larson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was nice about it.
Dang. So did you get reprimanded for it, or was it just, hey, don't
Yeah,
do
he
that
got
again?
yelled at.
I got reamed.
James yelled.
Reamed, actually. I missed that part of the
So
story.
why is his whereabouts? Why does that fall to you, the PA? I wonder.
Because the casting.
That would have been a good question for James. Actually,
That's the sole responsibility comes down to Tim Kalpakis.
Yeah,
PA?
you got shoes, Jimmy. They're ready for walking.
Honestly, these
Why
days.
did you amble over like my friend?
I
out
mean,
there
Brooks
at
is
the,
a shoe
at the
company.
Bentley. He's ambling.
I saw Steven Spielberg
Oh, you did? Oh, that's so crazy.
from Amblin.
Oh, wow.
I gotta say, it's so nice having the sloppy boys here.
E.T. never really did phone home. I think I'm on a lag here with you guys. Sorry. E.T. never got on the phone, actually. But I think you were about to say something. Somebody was saying something.
I see how you end up cresting 33% on those episodes. The guy's got a million stories.
He's got a lot of
is it a
stories
million?
within stories.
because he remembers them. I do things I don't remember anything.
Right.
I hate to cut off, but 'cause I promised Mike I would never talk again. But this hard drive is going to run out of storage in 90 seconds, so just giving everyone a heads up.
Great, real
Okay,
quick.
well,
I
let's
just
make
want to
it count.
cover when do we get those hats? I really like those hats you guys got.
Oh, we'd love to see you in one of those hats.
Yeah, send one out because I
Great
am
stage hat.
Oh,
yeah, that is a. I would
Because
love
of
to
the
get one of
mish
those
in the
going.
back.
Mhm.
There's plenty of room for all the little droplets and air to come out.
Yeah, sorry. It took me 50 minutes in to ask about the hat. I meant to do that right at the top.
No, it's great. It's great because we're about to run out of time anyway.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dutz, you want one too?
Yeah, man.
awesome. You can all have
But he
one.
didn't
It's,
ask.
the URL is
Sorry, we have to draw a line
hatpack.biz.
somewhere. Dutz, nice guy. He didn't ask. It just
Well,
seems
I
like
was
he
offered
feels like
one,
he has
though.
to say yes.
Don't sound so excited.
No, you
too,
bullied
Kevin.
him
Jeez.
into it. Hanford's like came in on a mission. He wants the hat.
That's all I wanted. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't need a hat.
I have a stack in my car.
And nobody's even talked to Tim.
I don't want those in the car. Those brims are going to be melted. I want mine that's been
They're
kept
plastic?
in a box in a climate control area. Kevin.
Is it these wax brim or sugar brim hats? What's going on?
Kevin, send it with dry ice.
sugar brim.
No, water would melt sugar, not
6,
sitting in a car.
5, 4.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye, folks.
Check
Thanks,
out the